It is back. Oh my god, hot damn. Hot damn. Tokyo Ghoul 2 or Reborn, Reincarnation, I don't care. Tokyo Ghoul is back with a vengeance. Oh, fuck yes. Okay. So, this chapter, if you've yet to go read it, go read it. You can find it everywhere right now. It's all over the place. Tokyo Ghoul RE. The title of the Tokyo Ghoul sequel is in the title of the video, so you should be able to find it if you just type in chapter 1. So, anyways, this first chapter, man, has my hopes escalated. Oh my god. Okay, so with this first chapter, it is looking a lot more interesting than even the original Tokyo Ghoul, because it has definitely mixed up the overall theme of Tokyo Ghoul. Now, before I get into that stuff, I want to talk about the setting of this. Like, is this a sequel? Is this a prequel? What is this? What is Tokyo RE or Re? I'm just going to call it Tokyo Ghoul 2. What is this? It takes place several months after the events of Tokyo Ghoul. As I found out from this chapter, it said several months has passed. So, right there, the reason why I believe that is because you have Akira talk to Sasaki in this chapter, stating, like, there was a couple months back when we talked to the director of CCG, and he said to form this type of squad, this squad full of half-ghouls. And so that makes me believe that there's been a slight time skip, not a long time skip, but months have passed. Now, with these months that have passed, we see right at the beginning of this chapter that Ayato and Hinami is together. Like, they're not a couple, I don't think, but we can clearly see some time has passed, the hair has grown on them, and you have Ayato and Hinami together. Like, they're traveling together, and I know that there's a lot of people that ship these two together. There's so many people I see that's constantly shipping Ayato and Hinami always together, since they are technically in the same age range. So, yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. Now, let's talk about this. With this overall first chapter, there's multiple questions I know a lot of Chibits are going to ask, and I want to answer them now. Is Kaneki alive? At the moment, I don't know. All I can do is base this on theories that this chapter gave me, and I am almost 99% sure to 100% sure that Sasaki is Kaneki. Now, I'll tell you why, because there's certain things in this chapter that make me believe that. Arima, okay? Arima, as we know, beat the shit out of Kaneki in the final chapter, chapter 143 in Tokyo Ghoul. The final conclusion, everybody was like, what the fuck, Kaneki's a suitcase, stuff like that. Well, pretty much with this chapter, you have it to where Arima is like a father figure to Sasaki. Now, here's the thing. As we know, this is the modern day world, so it's easy to dye someone's hair. It's easy to dye hair, so I am believing that maybe Sasaki has dyed his hair, or Ishida could be playing the interesting twist type game. As we know, Kaneki got white hair because he went insane. He was under immense stress and violence, all sorts of stuff, torture. We remember what happened to him. Well, what if his hair is turning back black or something, or growing back to black because he's no longer under that stress of constantly wanting to eat people? I don't know. Now, with this chapter, like I said, Arima is a father figure, supposedly what Akira states to Sasaki in this chapter. And we had it where Sasaki loaned Arima a book. Actually loaned him a book. Now, let's think about the personality traits and traits of characters. What type of character in Tokyo Ghoul read books all the time? Kaneki. Now, what type of character most likely would have an interesting enough book to probably give to Arima? Kaneki. Now, here's the other question. Why would Arima want to be a father figure to a random ghoul, half ghoul, one-eye, most likely? Kaneki. Now, all those theories I heard about memory loss and stuff I brought up in my discussion video earlier today, it seems very plausible. It's looking very plausible how this is going, and Arima being a father figure is like a father that Kaneki never had. But I'm going to call him Sasaki for now, because I don't know necessarily if that is Kaneki. But if it is, Arima is the father figure that Kaneki never had when he was growing up. And since he technically lost both his parents, he will now have a new father figure and he'll look up to him. So I like that overall, if that is where Ishida is taking the overall story. Unless he wants to give us a massive middle finger and say, nope, Kaneki's dead, that's Sasaki. But we don't know at the moment. Now, talking about the overall setup of this chapter, there's a lot of setup. Definitely a lot of setup and a lot of introductions to new characters. A bunch of new characters. Ure, Shirazu, and Musuki. Now, these are new characters that are introduced in this chapter, along with Sasaki. and we find out that all of these characters that were introduced are one-eyed ghouls, as we see. And at the beginning of the chapter, it slowly builds up to this revelation, because you see how this Dr. Shiba, if I'm correct, is actually taking and drawing blood out of the one-eyed ghouls in this squad, this new squad that was formed by Mado. It's currently being led by Akira, and also it's being mentored by Sasaki. So it's really cool. The squad leader's also Ure. So pretty much, overall, the setup of it's just building up to how there's a new squad that was just formed that's built upon nothing but half ghouls that are using their Quincke, as they're calling them, the Quincke squad, that is killing other ghouls, investigating ghouls, capturing ghouls, stuff like that, and are using their Kagenes to defeat them. So overall, I like the setup, I really do. And with the Dr. Shiba, he's testing ghouls' blood, these one-eyed ghouls' blood, he's drawing them out, and it seems like that Musaki is anemic for some reason. I don't know why she's anemic, most likely because she hasn't ate nothing. That could be the reason, but I wonder exactly how they're feeding the one-eyed ghouls. If they technically do have to live off of, you know, humans and stuff and flesh, how exactly is these one-eyed ghouls, the squad, the Quincke squad, living off of food? Because, I mean, the only way I could see possible they're living off of anything, it might be because of the Dr. Shiba, might be giving them transfusions of human blood, and that probably is what's giving them nutrients. That's what I want to take a guess at right now. Now, the different things with this chapter I do want to talk about is Torso. Torso is built up in this chapter. He seems to be like the main villain of this little mini arc or introduction arc. I don't know who exactly Torso is, but he's built up in this arc. Supposedly the ghouls, the new squad that was formed of the one-eyed ghouls, and this other squad, Hirako, is trying to have a competition to whoever will capture this ghoul first. And you have it to where all the regular ghoul investigators are looking down upon this new squad, since technically they're not really investigators, they're technically ghouls, and you have a lot of prejudice going on. We can see a couple pieces of prejudice in this chapter, and so that is definitely going to lead into maybe some coexistence later on down the road. As I said a lot in my anime reviews and manga reviews, the only way for ghouls and humans to work together is they have some form of common coexistence. That's the only fucking way they're going to get together. And with, you know, a ghoul squad, like a half ghoul squad being the ghoul investigators, it might open the door and pave the path for coexistence with ghouls. Because if half ghouls are living off of blood transfusions, let's just say that right now. Let's say if they are, this squad is living off blood transfusions from humans and they're fine, that would mean that other regular ghouls can also live like that. It could be possible. Or and maybe they're drawing blood out because they're trying to remove the RC cells. That could be also a reason. What if that was also going down? What if the Dr. Shiba was removing the blood from the one-eyed ghouls because he wanted to get rid of the RC levels out of them, and maybe somehow that caused it to where they don't need to eat people? I don't know. This is just me throwing up theories, okay? I'm just throwing up theories. Don't take it face value. Just grain of salt. Grain of salt. But, besides that, like I said, Torso, he is the main guy that's being built up. At the end of the chapter, you see him, like, holding this woman with her head freaking detached, and he's, like, putting his fingers inside of her throat. I'm like, oh my god, it's so fucking brutal. That's why I like Tokyo Ghoul. But very fucking brutal. This dude, Torso, seems to be very strong. He's a rank A ghoul, as it was stated in this chapter, and so, really intriguing. Oh yes, something else I wanted to bring up. Shirazu, if I am correct from the translations of this chapter, supposedly he is a rank 3 investigator. If he really is a rank 3 investigator and he's a half ghoul, what the fuck? Well, I mean, seriously, that's what I can get from this chapter. One question is, where did all these half ghouls come from? I mean, where did they come from? Were they experimented on like Kaneki, or were they recently made? There's a lot of questions I have around these new ghouls also. So a lot of questions pop up in this first chapter of Tokyo RE or Tokyo Ghoul 2. Just a lot of questions, and hopefully we'll get our answers very soon. But knowing Tokyo Ghoul, that'll be left in the wind for a very long time. We'll probably find out in maybe next 10 chapters or so. But I love it. The artwork looks a lot better than the original Tokyo Ghoul. I want to say right now, the artwork looks really fucking good. Oh my god, I love the artwork. So, can't wait. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy this first chapter of Tokyo Ghoul 2? Are you happy it's back? Let me know in the comments below. Love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.